Hello, you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Where do we start? I mean, you know what I mean? Robert Garcia saying, it's like Joshua's had a mental breakdown at ring. When we all saw the boxingscene.com, didn't we all read it and seen the tweets and whatever? Is Joshua going to keep him on as trainer? If not, who's going to train him? Who? Is he the type to go back to Robert McCracken? Would he do that? I don't know. I don't know. It takes a lot of character to say you got it wrong, doesn't it? I've got character. I've got character. Well, it takes character to go and says, you know what? I made a mistake getting rid of you. Let's go back to where we used to be. I don't know. I don't know. He's going to take some soul searching in it, but I've heard they're going to be dropping like flies. That team, aka Skins, is already on it. Out one here recently. There'll be more to go. I mean, what are they doing for him? Do you need all them people around you? No. No, you don't. But you don't need Eddie Hearn coming out with stuff like he's going to fight 4 times it next year against top 15 guys. Well, that's what he's been doing anyway, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? But if he does fight next, who's he going to fight next? Oh, who is he going to fight next and get credibility off it and it make money for DAZN and the fans buy into it? Who's he going to fight? It's got to be Usyk, Fury, or Wilder. Anybody else? I don't think we'd really be interested in, would we? Would he fight Yui Fury? Would he fight Yui? If he got a fight with Yui, and let's say if he beat Yui, I don't think he does, but if he did, he'd think in his head, well, I beat a Fury. Other one's going to come running for me now. Could it be Yui Fury fighting Big Meech? Could the Hunter fight be off? Be off. Be off. Could the Hunter fight be off? We don't know. There's loads of different permutations. It's all exciting, isn't it? It's for me. I think about. But no, we don't want to see him with Parker again. No, Ergovic, not yet. I won't take that fight. Zhang, I won't put it past them. Going to China. Oh, knocking that Zhang about. Hey, do you know what I mean? Hey, he'd fight that Zhang as well, wouldn't he, Joshua? And they'd big it up into some like, I don't know, raw sushi or something, wouldn't it? Could you imagine it? Raw sushi in Japan, letting it go in Tokyo or whatever. I don't know, but there'd be something, wouldn't there? There'd be some explanation, or whether he'd be fighting it'd be like a Eric Molina type, wouldn't it? No, there'd be somebody bumped into top 15 in the next few months. So everybody who's an hardcore, not all you casuals. If you're casuals, get off my channel. I want to know. Hardcores only. All you hardcores, go and have a look who top 15 are, screenshot it on your phone, and then watch, right? For dummies like that Lovejoy to be slipped into top 15, you know, Patses. Like we did with Peter McNeely for Mike Tyson when he come out of prison. Nobody'd ever heard of him. Next minute, there's this guy ranked number 7 with WBC. Mike Tyson goes and gives him a couple of taps and they pull him out. Then Tyson, before you know where he are, he's you know, he's back in mix, isn't he? So I'd watch for people being slipped into top 15 in next few months. Really tired. I don't really care who Joshua fights next, to be honest. You know, I'm not bothered if it's Benny Blanco or Benny from Crossroads. you know, or Ben Richards from Fantastic Four, or whoever is it, Spider-Man. I'm not really bothered. But truthfully, I'd like to see him fight Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? It's been going on too long, and that's got to happen. Or you know, Usyk got to fight them, and or Wilder. He's been in with Usyk, hasn't he, twice? So it's got to be Wilder or Fury, hasn't it? Really, it's got to be Wilder or Fury, or there's going to have to be step aside, isn't there, for Joshua to have another go at Usyk. There's all sorts of permutations. Look, all these people like Frank Warren, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, they're all and Al Heyman's mob. Is it Sam Watson? They're all quoting about resumes and rankings and managers and volunteers and time differences and this and that. Let me tell you this: if there's enough money on the table, all the pigs will eat at the trough. There'll be step aside money at lot. They all want that Saudi money, don't they? It's about the UK, Joshua said, didn't he? It's about the UK, you fans. That's all I care about. We're going to do it here. Where's he go then? New York, Saudi. Come back for one fight, then back to Saudi. What? Oh, are we mugs as well? Do they think we're mugs? Hey, fans mugs. No, we're not mugs. Seeing you coming a mile off. You know what I mean? So let's have a look what I've got here. Did they what? I can't even write, mate. Summer or elite. Basically, yeah, I must have been all over the place when I wrote that. So we're being told Anthony Joshua's elite, aren't we? This is that. Where's these elite wins? He ain't got an elite win, has he? Like Mike Tyson hasn't really got an elite win, has he? I don't count Larry Holmes. Like I don't count Vladimir for Joshua's elite win. When Fury did him, that was an elite win, wasn't it? Wilder's 2 wins, they're elite wins. So Fury's got 3 elite wins, hasn't he? He has he? Joshua, what's he got? Vladimir. Might have been that. I don't class Parker as elite Euro level. So no, but so he's basically had all this superstardom and all these millions and been in the bracket with Roger Federer, Agassi, and all them sort of people. Lewis Hamilton, all these big earners in sport, your Beckhams and that. But he's there like by default, isn't he, Joshua? Really, he's there by default because boxing don't have a commission. Promoters run boxing, don't we? We all know that, don't we? Without promoters, there's no boxing, is there? They run the show completely. But that's just how it is, isn't it? Basically, that's just how it is. Uh, so, do you know what I mean? It's just he's a fraud, man. So,
Are we doing out later?
no, I'm doing this and matches on it.
Oh, all right.
AJ's pal, that Michael Jarman, has accused Bean and Macklin and Co. of Sky bias. This is Joshua's big football agent, mate. What's he going on about? Claims what? Where's my reading glasses? Can't find note in this house. You know what's more frustrating? When you misplace stuff or stuff going missing. I've got stuff going missing. I think people are rooting in my stuff. So it takes me back to my jail days. I'm in my cell, sniffing about. Here we are. AJ's pal, Michael Jarman, has accused Bean and Macklin and all the Sky lot of being biased, commentary and all that. He claims round 5 wasn't a low blow and that should have been a 10-8 round. Well, Usyk could have took 5 minutes. Did he take the 5 minutes? The action were only stopped on it for 24 seconds. So he didn't take 5 minutes, did he? Do you know what I mean? That he could have done. You know what I'm saying? But, it's Says Usyk should have been given account. I'm not having any of that. Usyk should have been given account. You know what I mean? Oh, he's the inner Rocky again. A Dickie Bird in garden. So it is what it is. Is Usyk the greatest road warrior ever? Is he 20-0? He's won everything on road, hasn't he? A lot. So is he the greatest road warrior ever? Is he greater than Glenn Coffey Johnson? Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you? Well, Glenn's got more wins on road. You know what I mean? Never had an home, has he, Glenn Johnson, for boxing, which is a shame. So great, an all-time great. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, that, isn't it? Interesting. Yeah. Do you think we've been conned with Joshua, a lot of people? I think we've been conned. Have we been conned with him? I think we've been conned. I do, honestly. I really, really do. They're telling us one thing and then doing another, aren't they? They just maneuvered him and everybody bought into it, didn't they? And you know what I mean? Can Usyk's CV be torn apart? I've seen people online tearing it apart. He didn't do this, he didn't do that, he hadn't fought this person. He's got all them belts from 2 divisions, and he's got 2 Ring Magazine belts as well. There's only 1 belt he hasn't got, and it's very rare that WBC like that to be in one of them sort of fights. Very, very rare. We all want undisputed, but there's always forces behind the scene, dark forces, should I say, trying to stop things like that, isn't there? But it is what it is, isn't it? But like I said, he cleaned up at amateur, Olympic gold, undisputed at cruiserweight, unified at heavyweight. He's got them all except except WBC 20-0. Has he peaked, Usyk? And is he on the slide? People were saying he wasn't as good as last time, or will it because Joshua better? And don't forget, he's a smaller man than Joshua, and he took some body shots off him, didn't he? But you couldn't give him more than 3 rounds, could you? You couldn't. You couldn't. But Team Joshua, will it implode? Will they implode? Yeah, they're already imploding, aren't they? Will team members be sacked? Yes. Will they go? Will they do a Bertie Smalls? Will they tell all if they want to? They can come on Pokey's Corner. We can arrange a fee. Come on Pokey's Corner if you want to tell your Uncle Big P what happened. Tell us how bad Big Meats were treating you. Did he have you going to pick it up or bag it up? I want to know. So get in touch. You know what I mean? It is what it is, isn't it? Will the file on Joshua that the media have got on him, will that all come out now? Or will it all come out when Eddie Hearn's done with him? Has Hearn got dirt on him? Does Joshua want to leave Hearn? Is he like, oh God, I'm stuck with Eddie Hearn? How am I going to find a route back now? Are they going to get a route back? How are they going to do it now? How are they going to do it now? How are they going to find a route back? They're going to be froze out, aren't they? Harriman them will froze them out, won't they? Freeze them out. But are we scumbags? Are we scumbags? The media people, the YouTube people, the boxing press, and all that, and boxing fans, are we all scumbags for having to go at Big Meat and saying, look, we're not happy with that? And tears, in my opinion, they were all crocodile tears. I'll go on record and say that. You don't just go from that to that. You had plenty of time in there to compose and send. They had to buy a bit of respect back, didn't they? And humility after what he did, swearing in that country as well, spitting on belts. Why ain't anybody asking? Why ain't anybody asking about spitting on them belts? It was all over TV when Jamie Carragher was spitting out his car window on it. So why aren't the media asking? Why did you spit? Why do that? Why did you fist pump but put a bit more power into them like featherweight guys who will Lomachenko? Why were you trying to be intimidating like that? Nobody's saying anything, are they? We can't normally shut this lot up, can we? We can't normally shut this guy up. You know what I mean? Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. Is the anti-bias brigade like us boys? We know we're on about, don't you? Poker's Corner, my mob, us boys, and there's other channels, isn't there? Boxing Asylum, there's Terry, I feel boxing Twitter, Rico. There's a few people. There's Martin from I forgot what Martin's podcast called. Martin Theobald, the chat New Age Pod, is it? Them boys. They want what's right for the sport. They want it to be fair. Listen, if Josh had gone out there and done the business, deserved to win, these boys would have also they deserved it, wouldn't they? We all would have. But you couldn't give him a win, and now they've tried to paper up at cracks since then. He's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, a bit stiff. Steve Bunce, Ron Lewis, Spencer Oliver, the Gad. Should they all crawl away after them scorecards and have a good look at themselves, or be made to watch the fight again? I'm not sure what Ron Lewis is. I know them other guys' scorecards were all over the place and how they had it and that, but didn't Ron Lewis come out and try and paper over the cracks as well? They're not the first ones, are they, these people? You know what I mean? Could you imagine something really bad happening? Right, you know, I'm talking like a crime or something. I'm not going to say what crime, but can you imagine all this lot and there being a crime committed? This could happen down the line. We don't know what crime, and I'm not going to say a crime because I don't want to be controversial. Let's just say a crime was committed in a hotel, in a bar, or a booth or restaurant, or wherever a crime was committed. And you've got all these lot here. He's boxing that because 99% of them have never done a day in jail in their lives, right? They've even been in the police station. So you've got all this like this shower here, this gad and all this lot here. You know, what would happen? Would they all squeal each other up, or would they all cover it up? What would they do? Would they turn on each other or cover it up? Right. So if I've just you got you thinking I don't know what I've just said to you. Well, think about this investigation that's going on between all these different task forces around the world going after MTK and all them linked to it and all not allowed in America. All the lot of them are sweating bricks. Sweating bricks. Oh, trust me. We spoke about this earlier, didn't we, on another video? Was this the biggest robbery since the Brinks Mat that were done by, you know, Michael McAvoy and all them boys 39 years ago? The Joshua caper I'm on about. I'm not on about them scorecards over there. The Joshua caper. Well, this Joshua con's been going for 10 years now, hasn't it? And the game's up. But really, the game never really begun, did it, really? Because everybody were onto him, weren't they? After a couple of years, what were going on? He's not like that. You've seen what he's really like. That's what he's like. Right. He's not on this stay humble. It's a fight. I wish him all the best. Big smile, meet and greet, and then off. He's not that guy. Well, I told you all, didn't I? Told you all. But it is what it is. It's like Tyson Fury said a few years ago. He's a gangster trying to be a good man. You know what I mean? But where does Anthony Joshua now rank around Lennox Lewis, Carl Froch, Amir Khan, Tyson Fury, Joe Calzaghe, David A. Ricky Hatton, Barry McGuigan, Kell Brook? Where does he rank around all them guys there? All them have been in Ring Magazine's top 10 pound for pound, including Kell Brook. He was in there not long ago, a few years ago, not for long, but he was in there. So among all them greats there, Nazim had been in there as well. I think I put Naz, yeah. Where does Anthony Joshua sit amongst those? Lennox, Froch, Khan, Kazagi, and Naz, Fury, McGuigan. Kell Brook. Amongst those 10, where does he sit amongst those 10? Is he in that company, Anthony Joshua? Or is he just on outsides of it? Or are we premature? He could fight till he's 40. We don't know, do we? But where does he sit amongst the British greats? Where does he sit? So, let's have a look. Will AJ now become AJ, do you think? Because if he does, do we get an apology off him for this fake AJ we've had for 10 years? If he starts saying, look, this is the real AJ, we'll say, well, you must have been fake before then. Can we all have his money back? Can we have his money back from them? Is it 12 or 13 pay-per-views you've had? Yeah. Hey, can we have money back, please? Because it's all a load of rubbish, isn't it? What you've been spinning for 10 years. It's like your wife cheating on you for 10 years. And then they're saying, well, I was a slag then, but you know, I'm all right now. And you're going to say, no, you've always been a slag. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. Do we all get a refund? I don't know. I'll lob them now so I don't read them out on another one because it's a bit repetitive, isn't it? I'll try and mix it up. Has AJ gained the fans' respect? He hasn't gained my respect. If he hadn't had that outburst, yeah, he would have done, but he lost a bit of respect when he started chopping and changing. You know what I mean? And you know, when you're with somebody from the beginning and that happens. When Carl Froch got beat against Andre Ward, he never got rid of McCracken, did he? And paid him 10% from the first fight to the last. So that's loyalty, isn't it? See where I'm coming from? That's loyalty. Look at all these other people who've had loads of trainers. How many trainers Dave Allen's had? Macklin. How many Joshua's gone through already? Eh? So what's up with just sticking with your trainer? You only need a trainer in boxing, and he should manage you as well. All you people turning over, your trainer's your man. He's your confidant. He's your brother, your dad, your mum, your social worker, the lot. He's the guy that you go to when you've got a problem. Or if you bump your car or you've been pissed up and cracked somebody, you go to your trainer, don't you? He's your dad. All right. So trust your trainers. Get rid of all these other rats that are hanging around like leeches. Get rid of them. All right. Your trainer's your man. Listen to me. Listen to me. Not enough people listen with this situation. They all get people blowing in their ear hole and up their arsehole. Your trainer's your man. We spoke about Fury's 500 grand demands and all that. Not his mind, didn't he? 500 million, sorry. I won't put it past Saudi saying, yeah, you can have 500 million. Here's a 10 fight deal or something. You'd take that, wouldn't you? Over 3 years, 500 million, 10 fights. As long as they're all at top 15, because Tyson had put his name to anybody, really. Who's going to get near him, really, now? Only person who's going to beat him is his son, isn't it, really? Will Bricktop and Aaron freeze him out? Yes. I think they'll freeze him out. He's going to be out a few years now, Ian. Unless they can pay step aside or pull some dope and grease a few people. They're going to need some favours now, but they've rubbed a lot of people up on the earns wrong way. There's no favours coming from WBC or WBO. So they've only really got the WBA and the IBF and the IBO to play with. And they say the IBO is a nothing belt. So he's got the IBF and the WBO. They're Eddie's rules. We know nothing from the WBO or WBC. So it looks like keep your eye on the IBF, the WBA, and they'll freeze him out. And Frank's already got one at WBA belts, the regular one, hasn't he? And his other guys are in position, and they're blocking all bases, aren't they? He throws out. They're going to say it's not about belts now. It's about the fights. It's about the fights. Zhang versus Joshua in China for millions of pounds. It's an event. That's what they're going to do at Sheldon Alderson's casino. That Vegas guy who's out there. It's in Macau, isn't it? That'll be running Zhang, Flabby Zhang, because they fought in Olympics. Wow. He's the only guy Joshua really beat out of the four, isn't he? That Zhang. And he's useless. Has Ern's mouth been that big that he's rubbed everybody up wrong way, that he's talked him and Joshua into like a dark hole. Yeah, yeah, it was. And now he's coming out saying he'll fight Jake Paul and all that. Everybody's seen link I've sent you all, and but I'd already said that anyway, and I mean, but you'll see something next week on that. But he's already said he'll fight Jake Paul. Oh, to keep the sons out, and then he's saying 4 fights in a year. Joshua's going to have 4 fights in a year. Well, they were saying he's going to take a whole year off. Other lot. So what's going on here? They're not going to let him fight in this condition. What if he got hurt? Eddie, well, where would Eddie Hearn be then? Poor pushing his guy into a ring and all that. If he can run around saying he don't want to risk it with Dave Allen, it's got to be the same for Joshua, hasn't it? If he's not well, but all of a sudden he's going to fight 4 times. So Dave Allen don't pull money in that Joshua pulls it, no, does he? So Eddie Hearn, hypocrite yet again. Money before health and safety. I don't know. It just winds me up. Is it karma for yeah, is Hearn the problem? Of course he's the problem. He's been the problem from day one. Got fans backs up now, hasn't he? He's got all the fans backs up, even the casuals are like, we're sick of him. It's him, innit? Runs his mouth off all the time, makes it about him, and Douglas sends him big holes. Hasn't he? I mean, and what we're all missing here on this is the respect for Usyk. The respect for that man. Do you know why? Look what's going on in his country. I mean, I know his family are safe, but he'll have people who he knows who aren't safe. There's some of them villages have got craters around it. They can't even get trucks into them and stuff. They're having to airlift supplies in and stuff. And he's got all that going on. And look what he did. What a great gesture he did. Did you see that? He's not getting paid, and he's let all Ukraine people have it for free and all that. Isn't that fantastic, that? Doing that. Turning up and fighting for your country, and he couldn't even celebrate it because of that big oath. Hey, big meat, or is it big oath? I've had to take Max's name, big oath, off him and give it to Joshua now. I know he's the big oath, isn't he? Big dosser. You know what I mean? Look at his CV. Fighting, right? Away from home. All them fights as a professional, all them fights, top elite fights, and beating everybody in 2 weight divisions away from home. And he'll have had everything stacked against him and everything. And do you know what? He's got art, character, skills, power of the lot. He has. I tell you, he's my fucking favorite. Excuse my English. He's my favorite fighter. Him beat be for my favorite fighters all day long. And Errol Spence. Everybody knows that at the moment. They're my favorite fighters. But I'm putting them nearly up there with Cobra because I like them that much. I like what they stand for as well. Do you know what I mean? Plus they're all undefeated as well, aren't they? And they don't shoot the gobs off, do they? BTV's amazing, isn't he? But Usyk's like unreal, man. I wear my Usyk hoodie with pride. In fact, I'm even going to put it on now, just for crack. Hang on a minute. I'm going to put it on. If Teddy Atlas can put his Joe Louis one on. You know what I mean? Put my Usyk hoodie on. Getting a bit deep here with this Usyk hoodie. Get up there. Get up there with Usyk. Get that original kid. Tailor made. For a present from a friend of mine who lives in Kent. That kid with McLaren, nice kid. I haven't seen him for a bit, but what do you reckon? All right, isn't it? Eh? Not bad, is it? Alexander Usyk, pound for pound, #1 fighter in the world. Conquered cruiserweight division, every belt. Got Ring Magazine and every belt in heavyweight except Fury's, and we've got to make that fight, haven't they? If he beats Fury, he'll go down as an all-time great. And there'll be a 2-fight deal, won't there, for that? So that puts Joshua even further away, doesn't it? And what if there's an injury? He could be 3-4 years away from being a world champion. And Eddie Hearn will know that. He'll know in the next few months the vibes and how badly he's rubbed everybody. Well, everybody knows they're going to freeze him out. They're all saying it, aren't they? And I'm loving it. Eddie. Evening, Eddie. But, yeah, at least I'm honest. At least I'm honest. If I don't like something, at least I'm honest. I'm not going to go, hey, up, Eddie, how are you doing? You know what? Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? I don't do that. So, I've got to say, I say it on here. We don't have to leave comments on live chats and stuff. Like all these gimps who pretend to be me. Can't beat that, can you? Is Joshua heading towards gatekeeper material like Chisora and White? Well, Chisora's a gatekeeper, isn't he? Dylan White's, he's now a gatekeeper, isn't he? I think Joshua, if he loses one more, he's a gatekeeper. I mean, he's still in mix. He's just been in a big world title fight like that, hasn't he? But he's a gate. But then again, Dylan White's just been in one, hasn't he? But he's not really achieved what Joshua's achieved, has he? Really, Dylan White and performance that he put in against Fury and all them years at number one and not taking fight or dodging fight or whatever's gone on. Dylan White's he's not delivered on hype, has he? He's not delivered on hype, although he's got a fantastic left hook. Did Matchroom brainwash the fans? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I think they did anyway. I think they brainwashed us. Too right, they did. Do the Nevada State Athletic Commission have any feelings for Eddie? And well, I've been told they're not keen on him. That's why he don't put shows on in Vegas. When the last time you seen Joshua fight in Vegas? You haven't seen Joshua fight in Vegas. I know Eddie's been involved with fights there, but he couldn't get Joshua to Vegas, couldn't he? Because he didn't want to risk it, did he? He didn't want to risk getting his job because he knew if he went out there, they were all like that. Oh, God, if this goes to points, Eddie, ta-ta. So he wouldn't risk it, would he? So, yeah, they're not really keen on him, and I think it's vice versa as well. I think it's something to do with the old man. I don't think he was keen on him, his father. I've read that one, haven't I? That's about it, really. Let's have a look. Have the fans had enough of the bias? Yeah, we have, haven't we? We've had enough, haven't we now? We just want straight talking, don't you? Like me. You want straight talkers like me telling you what's going on, don't you? And other people now who are I won't say they're speaking out, but they're saying there's people, trainers, world-class trainers on YouTube. I won't mention any names. 3 or 4 and 5 of them, a couple of managers, people are coming out saying, you know what, we've had enough now. We've had enough of this bias. We've had enough. I mean, the liquor is a good word, isn't it? The lickery and arse licking from all the chums of the big meat team, all the surrounding chums coming out in the forces with the Sunday sermons and Monday mass. These are grown men. It's embarrassing, and we know they are, don't we? They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing. Is Meech's next opponent going to determine his whole career? Yeah, because if he loses, he's done, isn't he? Really, if he loses against Kaunaki or Zhang, he's done, isn't he? Yeah, you would say gatekeeper. Can they sell a stiff to fans, or will it be rematch room concept of wheeling out familiar faces, White, people like that, and Parker and Chisora? I know he out fought Joshua, but he's a familiar face, and you think those familiar Eddie Dyer, do you think they could even slip Bellew in against Joshua? Would you put it past them? Could they create some laughing luncheon meat out of it, or raw sushi, or killed up fucking carnation milk or something? I don't know. Intense beef, that's the word I'm looking for. Intense beef spread. You know what I mean? I don't know. What one name I don't seem to hear, the people keep going about throwing all these names about all these big friends of the Matchroom and all these people hanging around them, all these lickers. Lickers. You know what they are, don't we? One name I don't hear being mentioned for him. One name, but yet he was supposed to be fighting him after Vladimir fight. Is Deontay Wilder. Nobody seems to mention him, do they? They all forgot him, haven't they, Wilder? Well, I'm deciding what planet is going to put Joshua on, if it's Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn, or my favorite one, Orbit. You know what I mean? Orbit. From I don't know, because if you just throw him to Wilder, Eddie will want a 2-fight deal, won't he? Because he'll know, well, I'm having 2 bites at cherry because Wilder, there's going to be no left of him by the time Wilder's finished him, innit? It'd be like throwing a Labrador, wouldn't it, in with a junkyard Alsatian dog, that big bruising thing that AJ Hobson's got in his yard for innovation. That big thing there, jeez, like jumping over the fence there, wasn't it, at night? Ripped to shreds by that dog. So yeah, that'd be Wilder against Joshua, wouldn't it? Wolf against the pool. Like Dylan were against the can man. Dylan White, the can man. Anybody who wants it can get it. If I'm in mood, if I'm not in mood, I'm a poodle. Lose again and it's over, or is it lose again and you're the new Malik Scott? Probably Joshua. If he loses again, he'll end up like Malik Scott, won't he? They'll all pass him about, won't they, and have a piece of him. So Abs fans had enough of the bias. Yeah, we just spoke about that. About it, really. About it. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Worth 27 quid though, in my opinion. But it leaves a sour taste in my mouth because of all the hype surrounding it and all the lies and crap that's gone on around it and stories spun and stories in front media, and there's been loads of cover-ups and that, and we've got them all. We're all ready to do videos and it's all been out there, but we'll put it all together properly. When British media have seen him off, because Joshua's days are numbered now, aren't they? What you're going to see now is full imploding and just not being able to handle being an also ran, because his ego's that big, isn't it? His ego's that big. People need to go and look at Highfield Boxing and look at the breakdown that Terry did when he had his meltdown, Joshua. It's on Twitter at Highfield Boxing. It's over 2 million views. He followed it up with Beyond Boxing. That's his podcast. It's on Apple and SoundCloud. Apple Podcast, SoundCloud. And it's episode 111, the Joshua Project. It looks like it's end of the project, doesn't it? But we were all duped. We were all told this guy were great like Ali. We're better than Lennox. Lennox is a clown. I'm better than Lennox, all that. And they were dressing him up in Ali clothes, and it's the second coming of Ali. We heard all this about with Barry Hearn, didn't we? When he had Herbie Hyde, there's the second coming of Ali. Oh, Lennox Lewis is knock him out. Look, these guys are hypesters and shysters. That's what they are. I told you all years ago what would happen. It's just that he got backed into a corner, didn't he, Joshua? He had to fight Usyk to save face, and that's because his promoter made it about undisputed instead of keeping the mouth shut. They could have just vacated one at belts and swerved Usyk, couldn't they, and waited for him down the line when Joshua had learned his craft a little bit more, but he shut his mouth off that much. He didn't want to part with any of the marbles, and let's have it right, they got them marbles for nothing off Tyson Fury. We all know, don't we, what happened when Tyson beat Vladimir. I'm not going to defend Tyson, but they had a raw deal off him, didn't he? Right, off of media and all that lot boxing establishment. So then belts were by default anyway. So why don't you just give one at belts up, Eddie, and carry on with others, let Joshua get better? No, you had to be greedy and go for a lot, didn't you? You couldn't pull it off, could you? You know what I mean? You couldn't pull it off. So I blame Eddie Hearn. I blame Eddie Hearn for not bringing Joshua correctly on with fights that they had. Knocking stiffs out, you can do it in gym. So how was that any good to Joshua? Oh, we need him to get used to fighting under lights. Fighting under lights is Olympic gold medalist. Fighting under lights. World silver medalist, like David Hayward. Do you know what I mean? So he's used to fighting under lights. So don't give me that horse muck. Don't give me horse muck. All right, Eddie Hills, the 5-0 Iceman from Billericay, you're free by way of, but there's no footage of it, is there? Only bit of footage we've got you knocking office boy Frankie boy about, all spotted dick. All right, everybody have a fantastic weekend. I'm back Tuesday with something a bit special. It's already in production. Should have been out today. So that's me Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday off. I might do a Zoom with Julian if you want one. Or Terry or Kent. People asking for Kent. Listen, if Kent's at work, what can I do? He's got 3 jobs and his mum to look after. So the man's a real man. He's got respect, and he's doing a few things for some people who I know in boxing, helping them out behind the scenes. So he's a busy bee. So he's on a Bosman transfer like Rico somewhere else. I'll have to get Rico back on loan, won't he? Because he's popular. Rico's in Greece. He sent me a picture today. Rico, I think what I'm going to get you for Christmas is a skipping rope. It looks like he's having time of his life in Greece, or Rico. Living it large. Okie dokie. Oh, before I forget, well done to Perry Howe winning a WBF International Cruiserweight belt. But like I said, it's not an area belt. So when you win an area belt, I'll jump in River Don. I'm confident I won't have to, though. All right. Ta ta.